Okay, each edge of the base of a square base pyramid has a length of 4 centimeters. Okay, and the length of each of the other edges of the pyramid is 6. So we want the perpendicular height of the pyramid, giving you answer in the form a root b. So we've got our base here, okay, sort of drawn here, the square base of 4 centimeters each edge, and then the other edges, it says these sort of slant edges then are 6 centimeters. Now remember, that isn't the perpendicular height, okay? The slant edges, okay, they're not perpendicular because the angle there is not 90 degrees, okay? So to get the actual perpendicular height, we need to go, if you think about it, from the center of the pyramid, okay, right in the middle of the pyramid, and we go right up to the apex, okay, right up to the top of it, okay, perpendicular to the base, or the right angle. So if you look here on the way I've drawn this diagram, we could think of this right angle triangle here, okay, so see there's a right angle there, right, in the middle. This dotted line here goes through the center of that base, the diagonal, okay, diagonal of that base. So if you could sort of see then a right angle triangle, we can work out then the perpendicular height to that apex from the center of that base, okay. Now we could do that if I knew what this was, okay, because we know what that slant height is here, 6. If I could work out what this is, then I could use Pythagoras then to work out the perpendicular height. Now I can work out what this is because I know that these two sides here are 4 centimeters. So if I think of my base now, my base obviously is a square, yeah? If you look at the base, it's a square where you've got 4 centimeters on each side. Now, of course, this is going to be a right angle. So I can work out then the diagonal, can't I? I can work out the length of that diagonal by using Pythagoras. So remember with Pythagoras, c squared is a squared plus b squared. So c squared will be 4 squared plus 4 squared. So looking at the base, you've got these two smaller sides here, okay, 4 and 4. So we square them both and add them, okay. So that will be 32, okay. You know, and to get obviously to see them, we need to square root 32. Now, use your calculator to see what that is as a simplified form. So that would be 4 root 2. Okay. So if you think about it, the diagonal of the base is equal to 4 root 2. Now, if we then think about what we want here, we only want half the diagonal, don't we? We only want half the diagonal. So half the diagonal will be 2 root 2. Okay. That makes sense, doesn't it? We just got to halve that to get the half the diagonal. And then if we sort of looked at it sort of from sideways on, okay, we'd see then this sort of slant height here of 6 centimeters. We'd see then our half of diagonal, which is 4 root 2, or 2 root 2 rather. This is half the diagonal. And then we need this perpendicular height, okay? So we can call this h if you want. So using Pythagoras again, right, we'd have this squared plus this squared and equal to that squared. So we're using that formula again, yeah? The hypotenuse squared, so 6 squared equals this squared plus then the h squared, okay? So 6 squared is 36. And, you know, use your calculator on that, right? Okay, there's a calculator paper, so we get 8 there plus h squared, okay? So then 36, take away 8 is h squared. So 28 is what h squared is. And then to get h, we just need to square root 28. And they want a simplified version of it. They want it in the form a root b. So on my calculator, that simplifies it for me to be 2 root 7.